What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Man Cave. We are Ryan and Corey. You listen to the Much About Nothing podcast, a show where we give expert takes and good-hearted debates. We talk ball and anything and everything else. Today is Sunday, so we getting back into sports. We will be breaking down the NFL Combine. If you got something to say, put it in the comments. If you're new to the pod, greetings. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications, smash that bell. If you're already part of the fam, welcome back. Please like, share, and comment. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Corey, let's get into it.
Hey, how everybody doing today, man? Excited to dive into this combine stuff. This is what I do. This is what I love. NFL offseason. It's a beautiful thing. If you have not experienced it, you'll be experiencing it with us first. We will be covering this whole thing. Let's dive into this and get ready. So we're gonna start this thing off right, and just explain to y'all that the NFL combat is starting today. If y'all have not noticed, go ahead and share what's on the screen right quick. There we go. There we go. Take it away, Hamp.
Yes, sir. Well, today was like early. This is like when the guys get in early. They don't really do a whole lot. They just get there. Tomorrow's when everything's gonna kick off. They're gonna do registration, the exams, and team interviews. But for the most part, nothing is gonna matter until Thursday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is when we start the underwear Olympics.
Yeah. Exactly what they
It's
call
gonna
it.
take place at the Lucas Oil Stadium. Uh, Man, let's pull up the next clip. I want to show everybody what we're about to get into.
All right. Pull up the next clip.
All right,
This one.
so the draft order is gonna go as such. Now that's important when it comes down to this combine stuff because uh, what happens at the top of the draft will dictate what happens at the bottom of the draft.
Hmm.
There's a lot of teams that got a lot of draft capital. I'm excited. The Eagles have a little draft capital. They got two picks in the first round, which I am extremely excited about. How your Vikings looking?
Oh, we only got one. We got one down there at the bottom, because we went a long distance in that thing. So we right down there under the Ravens. But I do like to bring up the fact, yeah, the Seahawks, Lions, Eagles, and Texans all have two first round picks. And I think the team that's in their best position is the Lions. The Lions is rather talented team, man. They got two first round pick and one in the top six. They're going to acquire good talented player. They can go ahead and draft their quarterback of the future if they wanted to. And they ain't a bad team, man. It's not the old Lions, man. Real
Yeah,
for
I ain't mad at it. I mean, where they're picking at right now, you got to remember, it's almost like they got three first round picks
mm,
because they had Jameson Williams last year.
mm. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Didn't
So,
play. He got one touchdown against us.
yeah, everybody got
Ridiculous.
a touchdown against y'all.
Yeah. And we
But,
traded. We gave him them. We gave him the pick they got him with. That we traded to him.
oh, man, that's a gift that
Ridiculous.
keeps giving.
Yeah.
All right. So the top prospect rankings, the top 20 guys, um, right here. It's not really going to matter to a lot of you guys right now, but I just want you to see this is what the consensus top 20 before the underwear Olympics start. Um, these are your guys right here, but we're going to break down today the top offensive guys in the draft minus your offensive lineman. So this is who to watch out for. Let's go back to the quarterbacks. We'll start off with our
Mhm.
quarterbacks. How you feel about this quarterback class, Corey?
I feel is very very deep, very very deep quarterback class. I do like a lot of the players that's up there. I like some more than others, as you can guess. I mean, I definitely some stand out to me. You want me to tell you which ones? How I rank it? I rank it a little weirder than other people.
Oh, what you got?
Bryce Young is number one to me. I mean, I don't think it's really that many people that's gonna get out for that. Bryce Young. I mean, relatively, his size is the problem. You want to say anything about him? He being 6 foot and 194, and and also the drop in production. He has a quite a big drop in production last year. Even though he was talented, even though he did play up the standards, he kind of dropped off. You really want to see a quarterback get better throughout his collegiate career, but he kind of dropped off a little bit. Um, Now this is where the wrinkle comes in. I put Anthony Richardson at second. I would pick Anthony Richardson over Will Levis and CJ Stroud. And I mean, call me crazy, but I just like that raw talent, man. And
Okay,
yeah,
we're gonna get into all these guys. So
um,
let's start off with Bryce Young. All right, now 6 foot, 194 pounds. And in the modern era, think about this. In the Nick Saban era, when was the last Alabama quarterback that didn't win a national championship?
I would agree. I would agree.
I mean, stop and think about that. I mean, when is the last Alabama quarterback that didn't start? I mean, so I didn't start a national championship game and win it. I don't know. But here goes his numbers. I mean, his numbers are impressive. 64.5 this year passing,
Mhm,
3,325 yards passing, 32 touchdowns, 5 interceptions in the SEC. I
mhm,
mean, it looks good, but you
mhm,
can't get over the fact that he is an outlier.
mhm.
I mean, we're talking about a guy that's a couple inches taller than Kyler Murray, but about 20 pounds lighter.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know. The the thing is, his metrics though, his numbers, his stats. You want to know who his comp is?
Oh.
Deshaun Watson, minus the massage tables.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Do you think he is, Deshaun?
I mean, Deshaun Watson is just a bigger guy. I mean, I don't know how. I mean, their numbers rank pretty much the same, but
Mm.
I think I'll take the freaky guy over this guy.
I
I'm
got a question to go back to that I wanted to ask you. I wanted to ask you before you went forward. You see, the Bears got the number one pick. And I know we had a conversation over top of the fantasy football, John. What do you do with Justin Fields? Do you select, do you trade Justin Fields and select Bryce Young? Because I know how you feel about Bryce Young and I know how you feel about Justin Fields. What do you think the Bears should do at this position? That's the biggest question, I think.
I think for one, you gotta trust your evaluators. If they hired me to be the evaluator, I take the guy I got.
Take the guy you got.
Yeah, I take
Mm,
the guy I got. Um, yeah, I mean, because here goes the thing, right? As a general manager, you gotta think about your job here. If you keep Justin Fields and Bryce Young becomes a great quarterback, you still can keep your job because
mm.
nobody's going to fault you for doing it. But if you trade Justin Fields and you bring in Bryce and he's not what we think he is, then you have just wrote your ticket out the NFL. So
History rewards the brave.
yeah, okay, and the victors write history.
Yeah.
Just remember that the victors get the right history.
Yeah, I guess you trade back. If I'm down, I trade back in that draft
You
and
play it
let
safe,
somebody come
man.
out to get the one. And I go out there and get Jalen Carter. Absolutely, the number one stud in this draft. I think that's the number one player in the draft.
Yeah, I'm looking to trade back to around 3. I'm not. Here goes the thing. I don't think. I think I just trade back to 3 if I could.
To my
Three,
pick
four.
three.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't trade out of the top 5. You
No,
gotta
no,
work.
no, no.
You gotta work hard to. You gotta work hard to get to the top 5. I mean, you gotta really stink, and
Hmm.
you cannot guarantee that you will really stink. Well, put it like this: if
Well, you
you can
just need a
guarantee.
coach to win the last game so you don't get the first pick.
Because here goes the thing, Corey. To answer your question, if you if you end up in the top 5 again after keeping that quarterback, I take that back. You might be looking for a job too. So I don't know. You can't expect to be picking in the top 5 again. So I wouldn't trade out of the top 5. All right, moving on to the next guy. You said your guy is Anthony Richardson, or you want to go Will
Anthony,
Levis? All right,
nah,
let's go ahead.
Anthony Richardson is my guy.
All right, let's
You
talk
know,
Anthony Richardson
yeah.
here,
Oh
because
my God, look.
you're going on potential here, right?
Yeah, I mean, but all these guys that have potential is I can mention Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, uh, Lamar Jackson. These was all guys that slid in the draft because they did not like the raw potential, and overall they said they were not ready. These are guys with that extraordinary arm that can make those that can't nobody can make. And trust me, Anthony Richardson can make those that these quarterbacks in this draft simply cannot make. He can do things physically that guys in this draft simply cannot do. He is talent. Now, if you trust that you got the coaches in place to build this guy, then you have talent. At the end of the day, I would rather take the raw chance that this guy can be one of the greatest. He has the physical asset to be one of the best in the NFL. Physical side. Now, does these other guys have that? I don't know, bro. I just don't know.
He has the physical tools to be a tight end if it doesn't work out. This is the
Oh
epitome of a
my
boom
God.
or bust pick. And if
Mm,
you and look, here goes the thing. I'm gonna call
mm,
some stuff out for you for because I did a big workup on Richardson here. Do you know that he broke 39 tackles on 97 carries and ran for
mm,
713 yards this year?
mm. Yeah.
Like you said, he got the strongest arm in this class.
Yep.
He's 6'4", 231. I mean, he's looking real Cam Newtonish.
231.
He's
Phew.
looking real. He's looking real Cam Newtonish, but his numbers are yelling out Josh Allen.
Hmm.
Yep, Josh Allen
That's my
before
comp.
Josh
Hmm.
Allen before he got better.
Exactly.
Um, this guy completed in college 53% of his passes.
Hmm.
He only threw for 2,553 yards, only 7 yards per attempt, 17 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Corey, I'm gonna tell you one thing: the defense will get better on the next level.
Let me ask you something. What Josh Allen look like in his first year?
Like this guy gonna look terrible.
Yeah, I mean, first year, not college. I'm talking about NFL. What did Josh Allen? Let's look at this. Right now, Josh Allen, first year, you know what his percentage was pass?
50 something.
52.
I believe it. He was
52.8. That's
terrible.
53, right?
Yeah.
His second year in the league, 58.8.
Hmm.
In 2020, he jumped to 69.2%. And what they did with him, they put a coach around him, a quarterback coach, Taysom Hill. Oh my God. Y'all think that? I'm saying,
Hey Corey,
did
go
you
ahead,
say the
man.
same thing
Sell it.
about Josh Allen? Did
Sell
you
it,
say
Corey.
the same thing? Did you
Corey,
say
sell
Josh
it.
Allen was Taysom Hill?
Sell it, Corey.
Mike,
Come
Mike,
on,
I'm
man. We're
questioning you on
waiting.
that. I want to hear you tell
Nah,
me that.
man. Listen,
Josh
listen.
Allen looked just like Taysom Hill too.
All right.
But
This
Taysom Hill cannot make the throws that Josh Allen he in his best
I'm
day.
not gonna say he's Taysom Hill. I'm not gonna say he's
Yeah,
Taysom Hill. That's
in
not what
his
I'm saying.
best day he don't have that arm talent.
But what I'm going to tell you is, if you want to talk about red flags and taking risks, the guy very well could be Josh Allen. But
Yeah.
everything they're saying is he is a sophomore. He's not a 4 year starter. Like the years that he played, like
Hmm.
he played in 2020, he threw 2 passes. So you can't even count that.
Let me
Two
ask you,
two.
who's in this draft is the for sure guy? The for
We're
sure
gonna
guy.
we're gonna
I
get
don't
to
think
that.
there is no for sure
Okay,
guys in
I'm
this
just
draft.
telling
There's a
I'm just
lot of them.
telling. Okay, let's move on to the next guy. Who's your next guy?
I will definitely. Will. I'm gonna say Will. I don't really like CJ, man. I don't like CJ. It's just me. I'd rather go Will over CJ. CJ Scribe. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I don't know, man. Just being able to. I don't know. I don't like CJ, man. I'm gonna let you take it. I take Will over CJ, bro. I don't like CJ.
Uh, I'm gonna tell
No.
you, man. Will me?
You don't
I'm
like
not
Will?
fooling with. I don't like Will at all.
Oh my
I
God,
don't
we
like Will at
all
all.
over the place with him.
Last year, I thought that Will probably, if he was eligible, if he had went in the draft last year, I thought Will probably would have been a first round pick. He's gonna go in the first round pick. He's gonna be a first round pick this year, not
Oh,
because he's great, not because he's great, because there's really not a lot out there, and there's a big quarterback carousel. But I
so do
think
you
Will.
got CJ over Will? Or you just saying that's a drop off there? Because who you got second?
I think Mike is right about him being Zach Wilson. I don't think he's gonna be very good. I really don't think that Will Levis is gonna be very good.
I definitely agree with the Zach Wilson, but let's break this down. Do you think Zach Wilson was a bad quarterback, or do you think the Jets broke him?
No, the Jets didn't break because I watched the backups come in.
So
I,
name out of all the quarterbacks the Jets got, why are all their quarterbacks only bad?
you said why they
Yeah,
what?
I think at the end of the day, some of these we looking at some of these prospects like they were bad, but we gotta look at the organizations they got drafted by too.
Man, I
Like
watched
the
Mike White
Jets are
play.
not no good team. That what Mike White was trash too.
Okay,
What do you mean?
man, listen, Mike brought up a good point. Man, Zach Wilson got there through a few freaky passes, and people got excited and wanted to compare him to Patrick Mahomes because he could throw the ball sidearm.
I don't think
I
nobody
mean,
did
like
that.
they were saying that he had that type of potential. The guy wasn't that good. But anywho, let's go ahead and break down his numbers so we can move on to a real NFL quarterback. His
Will
PFF
is
grade,
bigger though. Will is way bigger than Zach.
not way
Zach is
bigger,
a small.
not
Will
way
is
bigger,
6'3". What's that?
like
Six
six
three,
three.
230.
Zach might
Zach
be
Wilson
six
is Zach is
six.
like 6 foot. There's no way.
He's like 6'2", I think.
Nah, I think Zach Wilson is like maybe 6 foot.
Okay,
I'm about to look it up. You can go on.
yeah. So his PFF grade is the worst, terrible. His completion percentage was high at 65%. He only
Mm.
threw for 2,416 yards, 19 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Dude is not. I mean, I do not understand the hype minus last year. I mean, last year he was 232 for 352, 65 completion percentage, 2,800 yards, 24-13. No, he wasn't even that great last year. I don't believe the hype core. I gotta go somewhere else with it, man. I want
Who
to
you
move on.
going? Let me hear your order. 'Cause I know you gotta have what's the name number one.
I gave it to you. I got Bryce number one.
Bryce number one.
Now here goes the thing about I'm gonna go C.J. Stroud here, and it hurts my heart because I know that Ohio State quarterbacks. I
That's the
know what
reason
we're
why.
doing.
Yeah,
I know it. I know it. But man, when I watch him, he looks so good.
yeah.
But but here goes the thing. I
They
don't
all do.
know. No, they don't all look good. They don't all look good. And see, the only thing that I'm concerned about is he's threw the ball to Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave,
Um,
Jackson Smith and Jigbu, Marvin Harrison, and Ibuka. That's probably 5 first round receivers.
uh-huh.
So, but here goes the question. I don't know whether he is making them great or they're making him great.
But let me ask you, what did they look like when they got away from him? Who won Rookie of the Year? Garrett Wilson. Uh-huh. What old boy look like for the Saints? Uh-huh. I can measure what they look like when they leave. They're still good. But that's what I'm saying, CJ, and how you got that talent. I see what the talent look like Joe Burrow does with talent around him. When you get Justin Jefferson and old boy from Cincinnati, what's his name? It's
Yeah,
escaping me right now. That's when you got talent around you. You win national championships, right? Last time how I won one. Did CJ win one?
I don't know, but I feel like this at 6'3", 218.
Mm.
I still think that physically, even though I'm not saying that that Bryce Young he's better than Bryce. If I'm in that situation, I'm okay with missing out on Bryce Young to end
You
up with
would take
CJ Stroud.
CJ over?
I didn't say that. I didn't say
You
that.
say I got you,
I'm
my bad.
okay
Missing
with
out on
trade.
him.
I'm okay with trading the pick and missing out
Yeah.
and ending up with CJ Stroud.
I got you. I got you. I got you. All right. I'm about to say now, Bryce. I think Bryce is like in another tier. And I told you the others are so much of a tier below. That's the reason why I would prefer to take a chance on a high upside guy, Anthony Richards. Like Will Levis, I think there are. It's hard to play quarterback in the NFL. Let's get that out of the way, especially as a rookie. And it's gonna be hit and miss regardless. I would take CJ was up for a Heisman Trophy. He was good after those guys moved on. Yeah, but he still had gas. It's like gas filled that slot. He never has been void of talent around him. He has had talent at every step of the way. That's my problem with CJ. And I just don't trust Ohio State quarterbacks. I don't care.
All right,
You ain't gonna sell me no.
let's call these numbers out. All right.
Uh-huh.
So he's been doing it for a while. So let's talk about last year. Let's talk about this year. Last year,
CJ.
317 for 443. He had a 71%, almost 72% completion percentage.
Uh-huh.
4,424 yards, 10 yards an attempt, 44 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. He came back this year, same thing, 257, 390, 66% completion percentage, 3,684 yards, um, 41 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Like you talking, I mean, this guy has been good, Corey. I don't know what else. You play
I
what's in
ain't
front of
saying.
you. You
Yeah,
play what's in front of you, and he
yeah.
did that. I'm gonna tell you, I didn't even the comp that I have for CJ Stroud.
What's his average depth per target? If you had to look at it.
The average depth per target, ten point
Now,
seven. He
yeah.
was 23rd in the nation.
23rd in the nation. Average depth
Hmm.
per target. That's a big. You know what I'm saying? I'm
That
saying
ain't
like
bad. That ain't
you can.
bad.
That's not bad, but you hitting wide receivers that can run after. You hit Garrett Wilson on a slant, he's going to give you 10. I'm saying, have we really seen this boy be able to air that arm out, man? I'm just, I take the hit on this. I don't
Matter
see
of
it.
fact, I'm gonna go ahead and go a little bit further. I'm gonna say that he's probably the most accurate quarterback.
He's not throwing that far. He's not making hard throws. I can
All
be the
right,
most accurate quarterback if I'm throwing the ball 9 yards on a 10-yard slant.
this is what we're
I can
doing.
hit that.
All right, so it's time. It's that time of the day. So let's go check out. Let's see where your guy. Let's see what Bryce is. His average depth of target. It's 10 yards. It
Yeah,
was worse.
yeah, yeah. You got a point.
Okay. All right.
I
So we
don't
can
know.
move
I
on.
got other things I like about
I
Bryce.
was like, we can move on, man, because I can do the same thing. I can do the same thing
What's Anthony
with Will
Richardson?
Levis. Will Levis was 8.6.
Yeah, yeah. You got a point.
He was 8.9. Let's move on.
Yeah, but Will Levis, who is Will Levis's wide receivers?
None of them. And Anthony
No, no.
Richardson. Oh boy, you
Who
about
is
to be
his wide
disgusted.
receiver?
You about to be disgusted. Well, no, Anthony Richardson actually
Yeah,
threw
he
the
got
deep
up there. He
ball.
got a big arm. Got a real big arm. I know you ain't gonna
Okay.
argue me on that. He got the
Yeah.
biggest arm in this draft, hands down. It's not even close.
Okay. All right. So let's move. Let's move on. All right. Let's hit the running backs.
Running back. I only got two for you. I don't care about the other guy. Number one, I'm gonna state this off gate. I do not believe in picking a running back in the first round. So any of these guys, I would not select them. They are first round running backs, but no, that's a first round pick, and I wouldn't waste it on a running back. I would far rather go get one of the wide receivers out here, or somebody at a skill position, or defensive end, or even a linebacker. But no way you can get just as much bang for your buck in that second round. Because the reason why this is, and this is the reason why this is, if anybody know high school football, where do your most athletic, talented players go play? They play halfback. So it's a surplus of them. It's supply and demand. It's a huge supply of talented running backs all over the nation. At the end of the day, and the contract speak for them. Like the average, I think the franchise tag for a running back is like 9 million. The franchise tag for a quarterback is 45 million right now. This is just ridiculous. At the end of the day, I can pick far more talented running backs in the third round for less money. Why would I waste that first round pick? But that's just my soliloquy. I'm not gonna droop on y'all, but I would not, no way, no how. I would get extremely mad if they selected B. John or number one. Minnesota Vikings select him. I'm like, that organization is stupid. They got some idiots. But of course, B. John is the most talented running back. I'll go ahead and say what I got to say about him. Very, very talented. The biggest thing I like about B. John is his footwork. He is extremely good in setting up defenders. He has a great jump cut. I mean, that jump cut reminds me. I'm not saying this because Adrian Peters is one of the best at jump cutting I ever seen in my life, but it reminds me it's close to that. Any guy that's close to that, you're good. You're very, very good. I seen one of those when the defensive tackle came straight through and he jumped to the side and kept his balance. the way he's able to keep his balance. I mean, I think Bijan is number one. If any running back you ranking any of them, Bijan is number one, hands down. I don't even think it's close.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and say I do believe that Bijan Robinson might be the best player in this draft. Like he might be that good. Now, I listen, man. Put it like this. I think that he is. I think that he is as good as Saquon Barkley was coming out. Hey, you can laugh. That's funny to you, huh? Okay.
Hey, let's mention this. Zeke Elliott would take a number 4. So you think that's what they should take, BJ?
Listen, I ain't saying that, but I'm gonna tell you like this: if I have an opportunity at 10, if Philadelphia Eagles have the opportunity at 10, I think I want them to take him. I want them to take him. I do. I
You
do.
gonna waste a
I
number
don't care.
one
I
pick
don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
on a running back?
I don't care. I don't care. And I think and Logan is saying that he agrees, but he don't think that he's as fast as Saquon. We're gonna find out this week.
I told you.
We're gonna
I told
find
you
out
it
this week.
reminds me of
We're gonna find out. No, I'm gonna tell you who reminded he.
Steelers.
I'm gonna go ahead and say one else. I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm gonna go gold jacket here. I'm gonna say Eldrin James.
Oh. All right, that's good comp. That's a good comp. I take that.
Yeah, and just so you guys know, this year he ran for 1,575 yards. He averaged 6 yards a carry. He had 18 touchdowns, and he caught 314 yards worth of passes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if the Eagles had that, if the Eagles had that, it wouldn't have came down to a
But you
holding play.
use a first round pick.
If the
on
Eagles
him.
had that, if the Eagles had that, we wouldn't have came down to a holding play at the end. That's what I'm gonna tell you. That it wouldn't have came down to a holding play at the end.
Hold on, let's go through this. So you re-sign Bradbury. You don't select a corner. You re-sign Bradbury, or you gonna just leave that spot? Just
I got
empty?
2 first round picks, man. All right, let's move on to the next guy, man. Zach Charbonnet. That's my number 2 running back. Who's yours?
Nah, BJ. I mean, the next one to me is Jameer Gibbs, hands down.
All right,
Gibbs,
let's go.
Alabama.
I'll let you go, Jameer Gibbs. All right,
Yeah,
I'm
Gibbs.
gonna tell you why he's not my because I do believe I've been telling LT for I believe that he
Is
is.
it Saz?
Yeah, it's the size that bothers me.
Yeah.
Right now, he said he was gonna come to the combine at 200 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Rumor is he's been running at 190.
Can I
Give
ask you
me
what do you think his goal? Let's say his comp. Who do you think he reminds you of?
Raheem Mostert.
You don't think it's Alvin
Mm-mm.
Kamara? Y'all. Let me hear y'all in the chat. Who y'all think y'all are the comp is for Gibbs? I think he's more of an Alvin Kamara type player. I don't think he's going to be a player that plays with size. I At the end of the day, this guy is going to be your outside. It depends on what you want to do with him. If you're going to get this guy and want to set him between the tackle, I would take Gibbs in the offense that I want to run over top of Robinson because I'm running a passing offense. I don't want to really even run the ball. I need somebody that uses that as a second nature. But at the end of the day, I want him to catch out the backfield, be able to give me some protections on block. If you want to say he can't block, I think he's real good. I think I like Gibbs in the blocking the side.
This is the reason why when you ask me the question, would I rather take Bijan in the first round? The reason why I'm gonna say yes is because if this is your number 2 guy, and I have to fall back to this, they have the same amount. They have pretty much the same amount of receptions.
Mm-hmm.
But you're talking about a guy that's naturally 20 to 30 pounds heavier.
Yeah. Do you think
That's
Robinson
giving
can
you
catch?
almost twice the production?
Do you think he can catch just as good as Gibbs?
Yeah.
Like I compare this right now. Dalvin Cook is good catching out the backfield, and he got a lot of production out of catching out the backfield. And if I match that up, I'm pretty sure Christian McCaffrey got about the same numbers as Dalvin Cook. But there's nobody that's going to say Dalvin Cook is as good as Christian McCaffrey or Alvin Kamara. At the end of the day, you could put up production, but what kind of catching you is? I can line Christian McCaffrey up on the outside, Alvin Kamara on the outside. These are not the same jump. Like Saquon Barkley is good catching out the backfield, but he is not Christian McCaffrey. You can line these guys up at wide receivers. So that compares, I say Jared McKinney. So Michael, I'm asking you, what do you want your running back
Okay.
to be in this day and age? This
Okay.
is 2023. Name the running back that you're winning with. These Jared McKinney got a ring this year. What are you doing with these guys? Saquon didn't get a ring. All these bats that you're naming, don't win with them.
Okay. 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 All right. So to answer your question, Corey, you don't win paying those guys, but they on
Yeah,
cost effective deals right now.
you
So
gotta
I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. You know what I'm saying?
hold
I
on.
cross it.
But what was my argument to start with? It is costing you something. You're paying something for this. You're paying a first round pick. That
Okay.
selection is too much for a running back.
All right. All right. Let's go to my guy, Zach Charbonnet.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Zach Charbonnet, 1,350 yards, averages 7 yards a carry,
Mm-hmm.
14 touchdowns. I mean, and see, and here goes the difference between your guy and my guy. 6'1", 220. He had 145 first downs this year. He had 122 missed tackles. Let's talk about this, man.
I'm trying to establish why you say your guy, my guy. I told you I wouldn't select none of these guys, especially in the first round.
No,
Charbonnet is who I would rather fall back on. Cause I think that's a day two pick. I think he's
mm,
going to be a day two guy, and that's an excellent spot to pick up a guy like him. He is. I think he's just as talented. He's not as high as Gibbs and as Bijan, but he's just as good, and you can get him in day two. Now, if I were going to select a running back, he would be the guy I pick. Now, if you're the Eagles, I think that's the guy you try to go get.
no.
Yeah.
Hopefully, in a perfect world, then what we'll do is we will draft, we will draft Bijan, and we'll leave Zach Charbonnet to be the Miami Dolphins running back because they got to get one too. So, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. At 10, I'm taking Bijan. All right, I'm gonna tell you
So much
somebody.
talent.
Nobody's been talking about my number four guy. I ain't heard nobody talk about him, but my number four guy, Sean Tucker. You heard of him?
Nah, I ain't got this dude up here. He a running back.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know Sean Tucker? Oh, I see him up here. Syracuse. Yeah, I don't got nothing on that. I can't tell you anything about this guy. Does he? What's his number? Lee, I
Hey,
know
look,
nothing
man.
about this guy.
All right, look, Sean Tucker, right? Here goes the crazy thing about Sean Tucker. When he came in, he's a three-star recruit. Did nobody know about him? But he has 1,014 yards after contact. That's second to only Kenneth Walker. Like, I mean, that right there is pretty impressive to me. That's the reason why I added him to my list. He ran for 1,000 yards. He averaged 5.2 yards. He had 11 rushing touchdowns. He caught 37 balls. So I mean, for me, he's an all-around guy. In 2021, he ran for 1,500 yards. So yeah, I mean, I think the guy is. Who I want to compare this guy to? Thinking maybe James Connorish.
Mm.
I'm thinking James Connors. All right, so we're moving on, man. I threw
Oh,
these
no, no.
guys.
Let me get. I got
Go
one
ahead.
more. I got one more. I got one more. I like this guy. I do like this guy from Mississippi, Zach Evans. Zach Evans. Career 6.9 yards per carry. Career. That's not average over a season. That's um that's career.
Mm,
6.9 yards per carry. At the end of the day, I think the question for him is going to be he's going to really, really have to show up at this combine. You need to see what that speed is. You got to see how much oomph he got in this thing. He definitely is no question whether he got the size to be able to take on the workload, but I got to see some burst through that line. and be able to see him at the end of the day, his whole thing gonna come down to that 40. What he runs, if he runs sub 4 or 5, he's gonna be a first round talent.
Say
He could jump
who?
up. I'm
Who?
telling you, Zach Evans, if he runs up there, he can jump. He can jump up there. I think
Zach
his question is how fast he is.
Zach Evans?
Zach Evans. Zach Evans gonna get drafted over Cunningham. Zach Evans will be the third back off the board. Y'all mark that down. Zach Evans will be the third running back off the board.
Touchdown.
Uh, Zach
Touchdown.
Evans will be
Touchdown.
the third running
I
back
guess
off the
this is,
board.
I guess this is your Wednesday episode. Touchdown. That's a bold take.
All right.
Um, Back to guys who probably will get their name called on draft day.
Mm-hmm.
Tank Bigsby. Now, Tank Bigsby out of Auburn, 6 foot 213. Um, he ran for 976 this year, about 5.5 yards a carry, 10 touchdowns. Um, that's my next guy. I'm not really gonna get into him too much. He is he's your fourth round run of the mill type guy. But the guy I really, really, really like is Devon A Chain. The problem with A Chain is the same thing you're gonna have with Jameer Gibbs. A Chain is at 185 pounds. But this guy's a real track star. He ran a 10.14 100-meter dash.
He fast.
That's fast.
He
That's fast.
fast.
Like he might get to the combine. He might get to the combine and do CJ Spiller type numbers.
Mm-hmm.
He might do that. He ran for 1,100 yards, 5.6 yards a carry, 8 touchdowns. He caught 36 balls. I like that guy. If the guy's available in the fourth round, the Eagles can get 2 running backs. Take both of them.
Golly.
Take both of them. Take both of them. I think they like that, man.
I
I
just
really
can't
think
get
they
over the
like that.
fact you're gonna select B John over all this
Hey,
time.
listen, I
I
want
can't
to
wait till your mock draft. I want to see how many people you got to pass on
Okay.
to get B John.
Hey, man.
Golly, Christian
Hey,
Gonzalez, all these guys, the quarters here. You gonna have some talented people right there. But I like. Hey, let's read Mike's comment. I do like that because it echoes what I'm saying. Satellite bats are the new running back ones. Christian McCaffrey, Eckler, McKinnon, Pollard.
he talking
These
fantasy
running backs you
football,
can
man.
move
He
around.
talking fantasy football. I'm talking
No,
real
yeah,
life
he's telling you
football.
the truth. It's real life football. These guys that you can win with.
Okay. You can
If the
win with
Cowboys get off Zeke and go with Pollard, they might can do it. But it's a little now you got to pay him. Now you got to pay him. You get off Pollard and
uh,
try to get another guy like him.
let's get into these wide receivers here.
Warriors won LT. My bad.
Let's get into these wide receivers, man. Who's your number
All
one
right.
receiver?
Number one receiver. I told you I like Jackson, man. I do like Jackson, man. I can't argue. I think Addison it will go number one. I don't think Jackson will go number one, but that's my number one receiver. I like Jackson from Ohio State because I do believe same reason why I like Jackson is the reason why I don't like CJ, man. I believe CJ is around talented receivers, and I believe Jackson is making CJ look good, not the other way around. I think he had a catch in the back of the end zone, right? If you look at that catch on film, that was the best catch that I think of. Being able to turn your body to be able to get that foot in, you see him mid-air, like turn his body to be able to get those feet down after he caught the ball. It's an excellent catch. That guy's got just booming talent. I do like Addison, but I gotta say,
You talking about last year, right?
what
You ain't
it
talking
was
about this year.
last year catch, last
You
year
won't
catch,
talk
the
about
one
this
in the
year.
back of the end zone. Which
Yeah,
one
you
was
won't
it?
talk about
I
this
don't,
year.
I only saw it on the film. I only
Okay.
saw it on film, so I don't know what the catch
Because
was.
this year, this year he only caught 8 passes.
I want to call 8 pass. Still
Mm-hmm.
don't matter. Still don't matter.
Still
Oh
don't
yeah,
matter.
yeah, because of the injury. And we said that
Yeah.
before we got up here. Yeah, the only thing is the injury. But besides that, I don't care, man. You don't go
Mm-hmm.
Jets. He is the number two. He's no
Okay.
farther than number two wide receiver in this draft.
Mm-hmm.
If
Maybe.
you got him any lower than two on your board, throw
I
that
don't know,
junk in
man.
trash.
Here goes the thing, man. But don't nobody talk about with Jackson Smith and Jigbu. I mean, he a slot machine.
You know they said the same thing about Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
That were the same words I heard come out about Justin Jefferson. He's a slot guy.
And you didn't want Justin Jefferson either.
Man, see, I shouldn't have told you that. You
Okay.
can't use something that I divulged to you that I did not want Justin Jefferson. Why didn't I want Justin Jefferson? Let's clear this up. I believe Adam Thielen at the time was the best slot wide receiver in the game. I didn't want another guy that ran predominantly out the slot. So I didn't see it. But they said I was wrong. I can admit that I was wrong, just like people's going to be wrong, but I'm not going to make the same mistakes. That's what smart people do. They see the
Okay.
mistake they did before and they're not doing the same thing. So I'm not going to label Jackson as a
Okay. Can I
slot guy.
take? Can I tell you something?
6'1", 200 pounds too.
I know he ran 83% of his routes from the slot, so it ain't me calling him a slot machine.
Justin Jefferson ran
It's it's
93.
his it's his coach calling him a slot machine. It ain't me calling him that. So let's
Justin
move on.
Jefferson ran 93. 93%.
Okay. All right. So for me, my number one receiver is Quentin Johnson.
We way off on this. We way
Okay.
off.
Yeah, we are. It's okay. It's
Cause
okay.
that means you got Jackson at 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
That means you got Jackson at 3. I got Quentin Johnson at 3.
Okay. Here goes the thing that this is what you can't coach, Corey. 6'4", 215.
Mm-hmm.
You can't coach it.
Mm-hmm.
Like and then he goes he is a true X receiver. He had 684 snaps. That's a lot of snaps. 98 of them were in the slot. That's it. He caught 1,067, 17.8 yards per catch. Boy's a deep ball. He's a deep ball threat, man. I'm gonna tell you who he reminds me of. I don't know if you guys remember this guy. Martavius Bryant.
Yeah. But I think he's a little bit better than Montavious.
Martavius was good. Don't get
Yeah.
it twisted. Martavius was good, and I used to tell people I used to tell Martavius he was gonna be great, but he just couldn't get out of trouble. But if this guy is not off the field a problem, Martavius Bryant would have been a problem.
Let me ask you something. What do you think he runs at the combine?
I hope he doesn't.
You think I'm saying at the end of the day, what do you think he runs? Cause that's what I think that's gonna make him drop.
This
I
guy has
think
a
he got some good separation speed, but I don't think he's it just doesn't pop for me. Oh, that's a great comp, LT. Nikhil Harry. Nikhil Harry.
mm-mm.
No?
Nah. Nikhil Harry was a contested ball guy. He didn't
I
have
think
speed.
that I but this the problem. He has speed like this in college. In the NFL, everybody's fast. And is he gonna get that separation against NFL corners? That's my question. I don't doubt he has the speed in college to get separation. But when I look at the film, I don't think I mean, hey
Okay.
man, I'm one of the guys that watch the Minnesota Vikings select Laquan Treadwell. Now Laquan ran a 4.7. I think this guy's a little bit faster. But I remember looking at that film of Laquan and saw separation. But at the end of the day, it just I don't think that translates to the NFL, man. I mean, that's what me. If I told you that my picks might change up all the way after we see this combat. If he come out there and run, let's say I even give him high end 4.4s, low
Uh,
4.5s,
That's what I think.
four
I think he's
four
gonna be.
five two,
I'm gonna say if he does run, it'll be in the 4.4s. Is what I'm thinking.
four
I think
four.
he.
If he running
I
a 4.5 now, where you put him at?
I put him probably in the second round.
All right, so you think he's the third best wide receiver if he run a 4.5?
Yeah.
4.59. That's what I say.
He might.
I
He
I
might.
think he's
No.
gonna
No.
run four
No.
five.
If he runs 4.59, if he runs 4.59, he's not even the third best. He'll probably be about the fifth best. So, here goes another thing. All right. So I know you're gonna think my next guy is gonna be Jordan Addison, but it's
No
not.
shot.
It's not Jordan Addison. It's Zay Flowers.
Do you think this how they'll be selected
Yeah.
in the draft?
Mm-hmm.
So you think Jordan Addison be the fourth? That means he gonna be there for Minnesota, man. Minnesota, go get that guy.
Okay.
Go get that guy.
Yeah, I think when you get down to it, I think Zay Flowers is gonna fly at the combine. I think he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be stupid fast. I think he's gonna be stupid fast at the combine. And
Mm.
NFL teams. What's the guy that the Raiders drafted? Uh, that's in prison now.
The
Henry
Raiders. Oh
Ruggs.
yeah, Henry Ruggs. Yep, 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 yep.
Yeah, I think you get a Henry Ruggs type guy with this guy. I think so. I don't know. It's just me feeling it.
I
I
mean,
think.
I ain't got no problem. I definitely didn't. I think that's gonna be your what you said Zay, right?
Yeah.
Fourth or fifth. He'll be fourth or fifth.
Yeah.
Fourth or fifth.
Yeah. And let's get into my next guy, Jordan Addison. Right. Man, I just like Jordan. I like watching them play.
You like the separation.
I just like
Now
watching him
that's
play.
speed.
I like the way Jordan Addison plays. I like the way he
Mhm.
plays. Um, I just like the way he plays, man.
I think he's gonna be the number one guy off the board. I think he'll
Jordan
be the
Addison.
number one wide receiver selected in this draft. The
You think
first
so?
wide receiver off the board is gonna be Jordan Addison. Now I told you I think Jackson going I think if Jackson didn't get hurt and would have played, he would have been number one receiver. But Jordan played and I select Jordan. I select
I mean,
Jordan.
yeah. I mean, my concern is this though.
What?
6 foot 175. Don't you hate it? Don't even
Yeah, the
sound
size.
good.
But yeah, but you know who I compare to that? Y'all got him.
Who's that? Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Devontae Smith.
Skinny Batman.
Yeah. Devontae. And we seen Devontae. I think NFL receivers are changing.
Nah, this
I
guy's
think and
not.
I
Okay, go ahead. What you got?
I think the reason why, right, and you often see this and you're seeing it. See, wide receivers at one time got big and cornerbacks started getting big. So now everybody wants this 6'2", 207 corner, 202 corner that can, what I'm saying, run sub 4 4s. And these guys are extremely talented. So people are starting to shape out like getting these Stephon Diggs, smaller receivers that can beat people all in quick positions and force these 6'2" guys to move. I think receivers are switching back. They once was you wanted those big guys that can catch over top of the smaller guys. And the reason why you didn't see no 5'11" cornerback, I can guarantee right now, it will not be a sub 6 foot cornerback selected in this draft in the first round. First or probably second. When we go over cornerbacks, we'll bring out watch how big these guys are. So now the NFL is switching the wide receivers up and starting to get these shorter guys. I don't think 6'4" is the new wide receiver. I think you want a 6'1" guy. I think you want the 6'1", 200. Now this guy's a lot lighter. Let's be real, he's a lot lighter. That 175 is not. Hey, but what are you gonna do? I mean, Devontae proved it. Before Devontae, I would have said, "Nah, you don't want a guy that big." I think we spoke on that.
Yeah,
Can he hold up?
yeah. At first I was. I'm gonna tell you, when I watched him play, I was thinking Calvin, but because he got good footwork, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm gonna throw back here. I'm gonna go Emmanuel Sanders.
Mm. That's not bad though. If you get Emmanuel Sanders in this draft, I think you could be happy.
All right, let's move on, man. We got a little bit of time. Let's finish up with these tight ends. How you feel about these tight ends, Corey?
Man, I don't know nothing about no tight end yet. I ain't been no look at these guys yet, man. I ain't been to look at these tight ends. I ain't get around to it, and I'm not gonna sit up here and lie to you about knowing these tight ends, man. I ain't got into that. I don't think none of these tight ends. I think they blockers.
Mm-mm. Yeah,
You
they
got
ain't.
some runners.
Yeah, man. You got some good guys here, man.
Yeah.
The cream of the crop is Michael Myers. He's a real killer. Ba-dum-dum, tss.
Notre Dame. They do produce good. Notre
Yeah,
Dame is
yeah,
produces great tight ends. You want to get a tight end from anywhere, that's where you get them from.
yeah, man. He had 809 yards, 9 touchdowns. He was solid, man. He was solid this year. His comp, Jason Witten. He's that guy. He is gonna be that big burly. He is going. He's going in the first round, man.
You know the problem with that comp, man. I'm trying to remember Jason Witten's heyday. I remember so much of that non-separation days, man. Them days when he got that catch and he was slow as a. Oh my god! I'm trying. I know he's a great tight end. Don't get me wrong. He's a great tight end, but I remember him not just being able to separate. God, Lee, Jason.
Yeah, man. This the next guy, Luke Musgrave. I mean, the scouts and everybody's talking about how good he is because he's a great athlete, 6'6", 250. The production isn't there, man. As far as the my favorite guy to draft is what's his name? Let me get down to him. Where is he at? I put him in my notes.
Darnell Washington.
Darnell Washington. That's my favorite tight end.
Uh,
That is my favorite tight end. 6'7", 270 pounds.
he's gonna be an athletic freak at the combine.
I don't know. I'm excited about it though. I want to see what he does. I mean, he looks like the type of guy I want catching passes.
Yeah,
Like
but
he
the
look.
problem is that's not primarily what you want your tight ends to do though.
Mm,
They
yeah,
got an inline
I'm
block
a
too.
I'm an Eagles fan. That's exactly what we want. I got to do.
Just catch passes. So you don't
Yeah.
need Dallas Goddard, the inline block.
Nah, man. We usually keep a second tight end for that dirty business.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I think you the best of the best can block too. You could do both. Kelsey can block too. Kittle can do. I think Kittle is the best blocking tight end in the game, but you can do both.
If you but
You
if you need it,
telegraphing your plays.
yeah. But if the last tight end that I'm going to talk about is Dalton Kincaid. For you fantasy football guys, this is the guy that you want out of these tight ends. This is the guy that's going to catch the ball.
Hey man, Hamp trying to ruin y'all draft, man. Do not select no Ricky tight end in your doggone draft, man.
I'm,
He ain't
I'm,
gonna do it, and y'all don't need to do it neither. That's gonna
hey
be a
man,
day,
hey,
last day
I'm
pick.
telling you, man. Like this guy's a big receiver, man. He had almost 900 yards receiving this year. The guy can play the game.
You can get that guy out of waivers. You ain't gotta draft him. He gonna be there for you. He gonna be there for you. He
All
gonna be
right,
there.
man. All right, so, uh, yeah, man. And I want and look, we got. I'm pretty sure we covered everything over here, man. What else you got, Corey?
Oh man. We really gotta dive into this thing. I think we run to mock drafts and we ain't got enough time to do one right now. I do want to do that top 10 mock draft. I'm excited
You
about
said
it.
you said,
Cause
oh
I
yeah,
need to hear how you select B. John Robinson
hey, look, man. Hey, he go.
at 10, man.
He said how it can happen, man. I mean,
Who do you think go number one? Number one, I think the Bears trade out of that slot. I think they drop down. Let's pull up the order. Let's talk about it right quick. We can talk about it right. I'm gonna share the screen and I'm gonna put this right. I'm gonna put the order of the there it is. Bears, Texans, Cardinals. So I think the Bears trade with the Colts. The Bears trade with the Colts. Drop down to 4. Because the Cardinals not gonna get rid of Kyler Murray. They still got that. But the Colts gonna need a quarterback. So you drop down, you let the Texans get their quarterback, and the Colts try to jump. The Colts gonna try to jump the Texans to try to get your boy. That's why I think the Bears gonna drop to the Colts. Yeah.
look, man. I'm gonna tell you like this. You saying look, you saying whatever you want to say, man. Every single mock draft that I've seen, I haven't seen a single mock draft where B. John Robinson gets into the second round. I've seen some mocks
No,
where
I
they
think
have.
it's gonna be the first round. I ain't
I've
say
seen
that.
some
I
mock.
said I
I've
want
seen
to
some
select them in the
mocks where they
first.
said the Eagles get him at 30. This, that, and the third. Man, no, no. You go up and get your guy, man. You go get your guy.
You not trade. You don't have to trade. You definitely don't trade up for them guys. These are
No, I'm
things
not
that
gonna
you
trade
don't
for
do.
him. I'm not gonna trade for him, but I'm gonna tell you, man. When it comes down to it, I want him at 10. 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 If we have to trade back, but I tell you, I think the latest you can trade back though is probably. I wouldn't be surprised if Baltimore didn't take him. I'm not getting behind Baltimore. I know that.
Let's do it like this. We got the top 10, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna do pick. We'll rotate picks. You get the first round pick. Bears, what you do here? No trades because we ain't trying to work that out. Bears,
Okay.
who you select? Number one overall.
Man, we ain't got time for that. But let's go ahead. Go hurry up. Rapid fire. What you got?
We want to go to the.
Yeah, go ahead. No trades. Just go ahead and make it. I'm going to go ahead and tell you.
You got Bears. You got the
All right,
Bears.
go
Go ahead and
Bears.
select.
Bears. Will Anderson.
I knew you were gonna say that. I don't think Will Anderson is the best. I think he played a better position. All right, Texans, of course, they're gonna select Anthony Richardson. I'm playing. They're gonna say Bryce Young at that pick.
Jalen Carter.
All right, CJ Stroud.
Hmm.
CJ Stroud. Gotta go right there.
Yeah, at that point, I'm probably gonna go.
Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, Seattle. Anthony Richardson.
All right, Jalen. You already said Jalen Carter.
Yep.
Dang. That's bad. I think. Do you get a quarterback of the future right there? Um,
Man, we're on the clock.
Tyree Wilson. My bad. Tyree Wilson.
All right, and then I'm going Will Levis there.
Dang, man. That's messed up. I can't do this because the Falcons, I ain't no quarterbacks left. Ain't no quarterback left, and the Falcons and the Panthers need quarterbacks.
Yeah,
You mess me up with the Will Levis.
and fast forward to 10, I take Bijan Robinson. All right, man. We up against the wall right here, man. So,
all right, fellas.
hey, I appreciate everybody rocking with us tonight, man. I'm glad we covered the draft.
Hold on.
What you got?
Stop sharing screen. I had to stop sharing.
Yeah. Right. So, yeah, I'm glad y'all rock with us tonight. We covered the combine for this. On Monday, we will be talking money Monday. So it will not be about football. Sundays is when we cover sports. Tuesday is for the culture. Wednesday, we take our admin day. Thursday and Friday, you'll be surprised what we got. Well, Thursday, you'll be surprised what we got for you. Man, that's all I got today, man. What you got, Corey?
Peace, love, happiness, man.
All right, man. Love yours. We out.